friends, welcome back to Whiskey and Wit. I'm Whitney. In today's video, I am going to show you how I transformed a $12 table from the Goodwill into this rustic style table for my entryway, so stay tuned. So my mom and I were recently out at a Goodwill looking for actually a dresser for our master bedroom, which I haven't found yet, but I ended up seeing someone walk through the store with this table, and I thought this would be a perfect size to fit in my entryway, but I was bummed that the person had grabbed it. Long story short, my mom and I just kind of creeped around the store, and finally the person put it down, so I had to grab it. Before I painted, I knew I wanted to make the top more rectangular, so we grabbed some scrap wood that we already had in our garage, but you can easily find this at Home Depot or Lowe's, and I cut all of the pieces to the same size as the back strips, so it would all be even. Then I hit them all with the orbital sander, and then I grabbed some dark walnut Minwax stain and stained all of them, all of the sides, and let those dry for a while, so then that way you weren't working with wet stain pieces. It's nice to stain before you paint your table, so then that way this is drying while you're painting the table. And all I use is a foam brush and literally paper towels. You can use an old t-shirt, but you can literally use whatever you have on hand to put on and wipe off the stain. But this is my favorite color, hands down. Everything in my house is this color. So the first thing I always do with anything I buy from Goodwill, whether it be just a little knick-knack, trinket, or all the way up to furniture, is I make sure to clean it with a multi-purpose cleaner. I usually just grab some Mrs. Meyer's and wipe it all down, just so then that way everything's clean. Typically, the paint is gonna seal in pretty much anything, but you know, at that store, like, you don't know who donated it, who put it out in the store, and I'm not a germaphobe, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely not gonna put this in my house without cleaning it. And then for the furniture, when I paint it in my house, I usually get questions about our living room coffee table, or I've got a 3-tiered little shelf in my front room, and everything I have painted with this linen white. It says 1 coat coverage. I don't totally buy that. I always do 2 coats of everything with chalk paint, but this stuff, as you can see, it's been well loved and well used, and it dries pretty quickly. So I usually do 2 coats of it, and the trick with this is just make sure that you're doing long brush strokes in the same direction. So for example, if you're gonna do something like this, I would do long brush strokes, across horizontally instead of trying to deal with too much like up and down. And even with this, even though there's a little bit of raised like grooves with this because it's painted, the chalk paint will go right over it. But if you've got paint that's got different levels, you can go ahead and sand it first, but with the chalk paint you don't have to. So I'm gonna get the white on here, and then once that dries, I'll show you how I'm gonna attach those pieces of wood that I stained. And now we paint. My main 2 tips for chalk paint is 1, make sure you're going the same direction. So whether you go horizontally or vertically, stick with that so all of your brush strokes are the same direction. And number 2, as you paint, make sure you're checking for drips, because if you have little bubbles or drips, it's gonna dry that way. So go through and fix those as you go. Also, you can lift up your piece or put it on its side, so then that way it is going to be fully covered. Once I let that dry overnight, I grabbed the Rust-Oleum Chalked Protective Top Coat, and I got questions on my other video from you guys about this sealer, asking if it took away the chalk paint finish. No, it's gonna seal it, but you're still gonna see the brush strokes. So if you're not a fan of that, chalk paint might just not be your jam. Then after everything had dried, I took my pieces and laid them out one more time to make sure they were how I wanted them. And then I went through with our Ryobi nail gun and just nailed them down. I was thinking about using wood glue, but with the way that it was laid out, I didn't need to. If you're doing like a dresser or a nightstand or something, you may need some wood glue. Just use your own judgment. I also made sure to lay everything out the way that I wanted it before I nailed it down. The last thing I did was reinforce the center area with nails as I saw fit. So as I'm choosing to lay out these boards, I personally wanted the ones that had more knots in them, and because this is all scrap wood, these obviously were slightly weathered because they've been in their garage for a while from a previous project. But some people, this may drive you nuts that this is exposed here, but for me, I really wanted the rustic look, so knots and everything. I picked the more weathered look. And then I arranged them so then that way all the knots weren't lined up in one central location. So obviously this is the same piece of wood and this is central, but I put some on this side, some on this side, this one in the front, and that's really gonna give you more of a rustic look, but then it also looks like this all kind of came together. So pro tip there when you're going to arrange for a wood top. And the last step that I'm gonna do to seal this off is I sealed the white bottom part with that spray sealer with the chalk sealer, but I'm gonna do some wipe on poly here for this top layer with an old rag, just so then that way this is all sealed. I don't plan on having this be, having drinks on here or any type of condensation, but I do like to seal it because that also helps with like nicks and scrapes, especially if you have kids. It's not going to be like a miracle worker, but it will help keep your wood sealed, and that's typically how I seal my wood signs too, and they last for a long time. I've been looking for something for this area in our dining room for forever, and I'm so glad I held out for this table to remind you this is what it looked like before, and here's what it looks like after. I love how it is working in that room. Goes super well with my DIY drop cloth curtains that I made for my dining room, and I also used some items from the Bullseye's Playground, some Dollar Tree items, and some Hobby Lobby items to finish off the look. I think the white and the dark stain works so perfectly here. It matches our bar cart that Alex created. A lot of the trinkets, minus that buffalo check canister, came from Target, and the canister came from Hobby Lobby. I am so excited with how this turned out. We lucked out because we had that scrap wood already in our garage, but it's super affordable if you go grab it at Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, etc. So if you decide to transform some furniture in your own house, please tag me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, wherever you post it, and I would love to see how you use some of this inspiration to create your own stuff in your own house. So give this video a thumbs up if you like DIYs like this, and also hit subscribe down below so you don't miss a future Whiskey and Whit video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!